Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Inspiration Today. On this channel, I try to inspire people, encourage people, motivate them to move forward in life. I am an accountant, I'm an author, I'm a success coach. I try to bring out the best in people to enjoy the best of life. And that is my calling, and that is what I'm doing on this channel. All right. So welcome to this channel. And I can promise you, you will be blessed. Last time on this channel, we started a series called How to Increase Your Financial Income in an Organization. All right. So as an employee in an organization, how do you move from an ordinary salary to a very successful and comfortable salary? How do you move from being an ordinary employee to a high respected employee? So that is what this series is all about. So today we are looking at the second way to increase your financial income in an organization, which is dedication. Dedication. So what is dedication? Dedication is the heart of being committed to an task or to an assignment. So as an employee, how dedicated are you to your job? How dedicated are you to your assignments? How dedicated are you to your boss? How dedicated are you to your team? All right. So if you want to increase your financial income, whether in a private sector, in a public sector, wherever you find yourself, you have to be dedicated. All right. So dedication goes beyond just coming to work, spending 8 hours, and at the end of the day, you contributed nothing to the organization. A dedicated staff will always evaluate his or her performance every day, every week, every month. So employers are actually looking for people who we add value by being dedicated. Last time we talked about adding value. Today is dedication. You cannot add value in an organization where you are not dedicated. All right. So you are not a staff that is being pushed, that is being supervised. You do your job and you give your best to your tasks. That is the way up to financial success in an organization. I've seen in the course of my working experience as an accountant, I've seen so many staffs who have who have moved from ordinary level, ordinary salary to an enviable salary. All right. By my position, I pay salaries and all of that. And I've seen so many dramatic changes in the lives of some employees and some not. So if you want to increase your financial income in an organization, you need to be dedicated. Okay, so the Bible says, he said in Proverbs 22:29, I'm reading from Contemporary English Version, he said that if you do your job well, you will work with the ruler or with the king and not be a slave. So if you want to be among the king, earning, fat income or fat salaries as it may in an organization, you need to be dedicated. Do your job well. All right. So you are not working because you want to collect salary. You're not working because you want the boss to see you. You are just dedicated. That is the kind of person I am. All my years of working, I have put in my best in every task I've been given. And today is showing. I have moved from different stages of income to where I am right now. And I'm telling you from experience, and as someone who is always also paying salaries, I've paid salaries for more than 60 years to different employees, you know, and I've seen dramatic changes in people's income. So that is the key. You need to be dedicated. It's not an eye service. Somebody say, "Oh, yeah, you're working too hard. You're working too much. You're working more than what you are being paid. It's an eye service. The boss receiving." No, a dedicated person gives his or her best to an organization, irrespective of what people might be saying. All right. So you don't look at what people are saying behind you. You are just doing your work. And guess what? Your boss or your team lead are noticing your activities, and that will be what will lead you to earning more than where you are right now. Okay? There was this particular organization I worked for um, in 2015 to 2019 as an accountant, and because of my dedication to work, the boss spotted it. I didn't even know. So we were from Lagos, we traveled to Calabar for an audit. And after the audit, just in my hotel room, my HR just called me into his own hotel room. I said, Kenneth, you know what? You are not going back to Lagos. And I said, why? Why? Why am I not going back to Lagos? We came for a routine audit. So why am I not going back to Lagos? He said, because boss has chosen you, the MD has chosen you as the next operation manager for this branch. So from an accountant, I became a branch manager of that organization in Calabar. Now, that means my salary, my income will increase, and it does increase. All right, it does increase, and I have other benefits attached to it. So, what am I saying? If you need to increase your income in an organization as an employee, be dedicated. Be dedicated. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. He said, if you do your work well, he said, you will work with the ruler and not be a slave. That is contemporary English version of Proverbs 22:29. So to get anything out of any organization, especially when it comes to monetary value, they are looking for dedicated staffs. So be dedicated today. Be dedicated to your work. Don't look at what people are saying. Don't look at what people are doing. Be dedicated. Laziness will never take you high in an organization. You need to be committed. And being committed is being given your all to the progress of that organization. That is the way to increase your financial income in an organization. Thank you for watching. Join me in the next episode as we continue part 3 of this series. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.